So I'm listening, and you know, we talked about new media. We're talking about like, you know, some of the things we deal with. I Googled you this morning, and the first thing that popped up, right, was it was March 29th that you said you're going to take, said Andre Drummond ruled out after posting about mental health, right? And I don't, if you're uncomfortable talking about this, you know, we can move on. But I'm passionate about mental health because of my journey. You know, I would love to hear your experience and your journey around mental health.
Yeah, my journey around mental health and that particular instance was a breaking point for me. As athletes, I'm sure you've dealt with it. As you said, mental health is important. As athletes and as men of color and men at that, we tend to take on this superhero role of being a protector, provider, and a caretaker for everyone that we know and love. And we tend to forget about our own self and our own mental mind because we're so worried about the next person or whoever we're taking care of. And it becomes, it's like laundry. You just keep piling more and more and more stuff into it without clearing out that clutter. And over time, you start to suppress your own issues. And, you know, for me, I got to a point where I was just like not happy with myself. Like I remember like during the pandemic, I would look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, damn, who the fuck is this guy? Like, I don't even know who I'm looking at right now. Like, I'm not me right now. And that lingered on until this year. I mean, it kept going.
Wow.
And it's something I've suppressed for so long of just like not dealing with my own issues. And what I would do is just throw it in a compartment and find something else to fill it with. And you can only fill your mind up with so much junk until it starts to overload. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I got to a point where I was like, you know, I got to take a moment for myself for once. Mm-hmm. I've never done that. I still struggle with that now. I'm still trying to find a way to worry about me. 'Cause I end up going back into that mode of like, all right, how do I help this person? How do I get to a point where I can, you know, fix something instead of worrying about myself? And that's where I'm at now, of really just practicing my own mental gratitude and being thankful and being, you know, at peace and finding my own way of self-love.
Yeah. What was that breaking point for you? You talked about like, you know, this moment. Like,
yeah, this moment. I think we were in Los Angeles as a team. We're getting ready to play the Lakers, and I remember I was sitting in the locker room and I was just like numb. Like we were getting ready to run out, and I remember Billy Donovan is like talking, and it's like muffled. Like I can't hear anything. I'm just like numb. Like I'm just in this like mode where I just can't feel anything. And I was like, yo, something's wrong. I was like, I think I'm about to break. I don't know. I'm talking to myself as he's talking, and I can't hear him. Like I just hear my own thoughts. I'm like, yo, like something's gonna happen. Like I feel like I'm about to just break down right now. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but at some point in time today, it's going down. And as he finished, I just felt my body start getting hot, and I'm just like, fuck, man. I'm like, yo, I'm about to lose it, man. I'm like, I don't know what I'm feeling right now. I can't explain it. I don't know why I'm feeling this way. I don't know why it's all of a sudden. Why right now? Why in this locker room? Like I just had no answers. And as we broke, I just walked out of the locker room and I walked around the corner. I just sat in this hallway by myself. And I just fucking let it out, bro. I just broke down and started crying, bro. I just sat there for like 20 minutes until the game started, damn near. And I have a job to do. And I remember that I had a job to do. I'm like, yo, this shit can wait. Just go play your game, bro. Play to the best of your ability, and we can deal with this shit later. Give it 2 hours of your best, and we'll deal with this later. And I went out there and played. I had a really good game. I played well. After the game, I came back in, and I just sat in the locker room for like 2 hours after. Like I was in there with the cleaning crew as they were leaving. Like I just sat there in my chair, and I just couldn't move, bro. I just sat there, and I was like, damn, like, I gotta slow down. I gotta slow down, man. I gotta figure out what's going on. I got too much stuff going on in my brain. My brain is going a million miles per hour, and I can't figure out how to slow it down. So I just sat there, and I'm like, all right, what do I do? I've never been in this position before, because again, as I said, as a man, you know, we don't feel. We're not supposed to be sad. We're not supposed to hurt. We're not supposed to feel anything. Like we're supposed to be the tough guys, especially someone who, quote unquote, has everything, has the lifestyle, has the money, has the car, has the girls, have everything. What can I complain about? And then that starts to trickle in my mind, like, yo, just be grateful, man. You know, you got money, you got life, you're taking care of your family, like all the personal shit, like push it down. Don't worry about it. And then mind you, it was a back-to-back, so we played the Clippers the next day. So I go back, I don't sleep. I sleep on the couch and I'm staring at the ceiling all night. So next day I got to get up for shoot around and we play the Clippers. And same thing, sitting in the locker room. And
so you still haven't asked for help at this
not
point?
yet, no. So
knowing that you
I'm like on
break
the
any minute.
like breaking down like in real time. Like I feel myself just breaking down in real time, and I still didn't do it. I'm like, yo, you're fine. Like this is just a wave. Just fucking let it crash, and you'll get over it. And the same thing happened with the Clippers game. Sitting in the locker room, same moment. Everything is muffled. I can't hear anything. I'm just numb, just sitting there. And I think this is when everybody started to notice like something was wrong. So all the guys would come up and ask me, "You good? You good?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro. Focus on the game, bro. Don't fucking worry about me. I'm good. Like I can do my job. Don't worry about it." And that comes with the being like the masculine part of being a man. Like you don't want help when people are trying to help you. You try to shoot away. Like, bro, I've got this. I'm a man. I can handle this on my own. And again, after our meeting, I went out to the corner, that same corner again, and I just sat there, bro, and I just let it out. I just fucking cried for 20 minutes. Pulled my shit together. I'm like, yo, you got 2 hours. You got a job to do. Get your shit together. Let's go. You did what you had to do for 20 minutes. Now let's go. Get out there and go. Went out there and played well. At that moment, I told Billy Donovan knew already I was struggling at that moment, and he was very, very, very kind about that and was very, attentive to that. And he still played to me. He was like, "Can you play?" I said, "Yeah, I have to. Like I gotta play. Like I have a job to do." So he still played me anyways. Again, another game that I played pretty well. I think we lost that game, if I'm not mistaken. And then after the game, I just, that's when I decided, I was like, yo, I got to go talk to somebody, man.
Is that when you posted that?
Yeah. Yeah, after that, I was like, yeah, I got to talk to somebody. I got to get off social media because, like, I found myself reading stuff. Everybody's, commenting and sending stuff to me. I'm like, all right, this shit is starting to become public. So I need to fix a narrative before it becomes something negative. So that's why I made the post myself before I went to the media. I said, yo, I got to say this shit myself, that I'm personally taking my own time to get off of this shit, get away from everybody, and just focus on me.
And in this in this time period, like, who are you talking to, right? Is it family? Do you have like an OG in the league that you speak to?
No, what I did was I did what anybody would try to avoid doing, is going to fucking therapy. Yeah. And Dr. B, if you're watching this, I love you. That's man. Yeah, no, give me a shout out, for real. Yeah. I've always had this this mindset that therapy was sitting on this big ass red couch and fucking staring at the ceiling, and this guy's telling you how how fucked up your life is, and this is what you do to fix it. But having that conversation with her, and we got to laugh about that. That was like the first time I laughed in a while. So having that conversation with her, we're laughing about it. And she's like, no, that's not what this is. Like, the object of what this is to hear your thoughts through a third party. Because sometimes when we think to ourselves, we're battling our own thoughts. So it's you versus you. So it's which side are you picking? But when you hear your own thoughts going through someone else and they articulate it back to you, like, damn, I never really touched on this topic too much. I kind of either pushed it to a side or I addressed it how I felt fit, and moved on from it. But that conversation with her and still talking to her to this day has been very beneficial for me. My advice to anybody that is struggling mentally or having a hard time getting through something, it's not a bad route. It may be scary, it may be personal, it may be hard to trust a stranger with personal information, but for me personally, that's what worked. But I would say don't be afraid to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with it. It may not be the coolest thing, asking for help. Everybody wants to be cool nowadays, but caring about yourself is more important.
That's powerful. You guys know that super passionate about mental health on our platform. Always talk about it. I would say it's not a partner of ours. I connected with them in the past, but anybody that might be out there struggling, there's an app that you can download called BetterHelp. It's almost like telehealth, right? Where you can connect with, mental health practitioners, therapists, counselors, online. I think they have like thousands, and I could be off here wrong, but thousands of specialists, professionals on this app, and you guys can figure it out till you find the right one. But it's important for us to connect, bro. And so that's BetterHelp. There's an app out there. But that was my thought as well. Right. Literally, bro, like, but I wanted that. I wanted to lay on the couch and look up and just talk.
Right.
And so when I was at McLean Hospital in this outpatient program, bro, like for a month, I was there for 3 months. The first half, like I'm sitting there and I'm trying to talk and I'm thinking he's supposed to listen. And we was going back and forth. He was trying to give me skills and tools. What's that for? Skills and tools, you know, to be able to move forward. And so halfway through, I'm like, man, I come in here, you're not really listening to me.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm supposed to be laying on the couch. Where the damn couch at? So
where's my red couch at,
right,
damn
bro? That's because that's what you see in the movies.
Right. That's where I got it from. You big ass long red couch. And you laid down, stared at the ceiling, arms folded.
Crazy. And one of the things we do on the show, and then we can move on to talk some NBA Finals before we gotta let you go and hit a few other things, hit your journey. But 1 to 10, where are you at today? Right? So what we do is say 1 to 10 mentally, where you at 1 to 10 mentally, where you at 1 to 10 personally, right, and 1 to 10 professionally. But we'll focus on the mental pillar. Where you at 1 to 10 today?
Yeah, mentally 1 to 10. I'm like at a 6, 5, 7. Every day is a new challenge, obviously, but I'm better. I feel good. You know, I'm able to articulate my feelings a lot better now than what I was used to. So that's definitely a small step of progress. So that's a small success for me. But other than that, still doing work, man.
Yeah. Still
doing work. It's always constant work. It's never a magic word that's going to fix everything. It's an everyday battle and everyday journey to betterment.
All right, I said I wanted to move on. Corey, after this, definitely push us forward. But bro, like this is just something I'm feeling right now.
Of course.
I've been following you over the last couple of years. That's why I had to beef with you, because I knew you were right around the corner and you never stepped foot in the house of athlete. All right, but all is forgiven, right? Thank you for blessing the show today.
Of course.
But one of the things I admired from afar, bro, was your work ethic. You never stopped working.
Appreciate that, man.
Right, like it's crazy. Remy down in Miami, shout out to Remy, you know, seeing what you guys, like what y'all, you know, the work that y'all been putting in over the years. And then like even like watching your drills, it's like you're a big man, but you're not just, you know, doing all the big man skill drills.
Right.
I see you working on your ball skills.
You got a bag.
You know,
you got a bag. From
the perimeter, like everything. I'm like, yo, this dude like just work crazy. So I say all that to say this, you know, because we talk about like struggling mentally. A lot of times it's because like, you know, we're searching for something or we want more, or our expectations just from life are too high, right? Instead of just being sometimes.
Right.
And so I wonder if, you know, part of the struggle for you is trying to get more out of basketball.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good question, man. I think.
Because and before you go, I say that because as athletes, it's like we're always trying to get to the next level, right, and you hit this inflection point in your career where it's like, you know,
you feel stagnant.
Right.
You feel stagnant. Yeah, that's a good question. I think for me, the reason why I train the way I train, I don't train to impress anybody. I do it for my own mental psyche, because when you're in a profession for so long, it's very easy to get complacent. It's very easy to get, you know, stuck. It's very easy to get, you know, comfortable. So I try to challenge myself each and every year with something different and keep my mind and body going, because you got to think all I do all year is play. So what can I do to trick my mind to get excited while I'm working out? Because when you're a pro and a professional at something, it becomes second nature. So people will be like, well, why are you practicing so hard? You're already good at it. But when you find a new element of your game or something that you are trying to do to get better at, it becomes more fun again. And the NBA is always changing, so for me, it makes it a lot easier because my job requires to adjust to that. And that's why I've stayed around for so long, because I've been able to work on different things that the NBA's changed to where I can fit in. Mm-hmm. And that's where the work ethic comes from, is just the drive to want to be great and to strive to be successful in my craft.
Right, that's dope. That's dope. All right, I'll move on. Let's talk some basketball now. But that, you know, that's why this platform exists. That's why House of Athlete exists. You know, life in sport is 80% mental, and you know, the majority of us, I would say, focus all on the physical, you know, and we're missing the biggest missing the biggest component. We were talking earlier today about like Corey in the cut, and we were just having this little live debate, and we talked about the first thing in the morning. What do we do?
Right.
And he was like, yeah, when I wake up, I jump right into my profession. And we were like, man, I don't know if that's the right way. You know, it's kind of unhealthy, but we have these conversations all the time, you know, and those type of conversations that we have, Corey, and just the entire team, I feel like it continues to push, you know, us forward. So I appreciate that conversation.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Likewise.
all the time.